Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, time for another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and tonight we're joined by Angel from That Strange Show.
What up, everybody?
And as always, we have Tony Has Nine Fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce our very special guest?
Sure. Co-writer and director of a short that me and Kevin and Angel watched that we all enjoyed. Talia Shea Levin. Hopefully I said that right.
Yes,
I'm horrible with pronunciation, so don't take offense to it if I didn't. So I just suck.
I'm offended.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, you did it right, so I don't have to consider any alternative.
Well,
Right,
thank
that's
you.
correct. And, you know, sometimes he gets it really wrong and people have to start thinking about changing their names and, you know, stuff like that. Right off the bat, Life is Good is, Life is Pain. Life is Good.
Life is good,
Pain. Yeah, Life is Good when you're in pain is in the chat saying what's up, everyone, and welcoming Talia. He's over in the UK, so thanks for joining us again. It's whatever time it is in the UK right now,
Early.
but it's appreciated. So yeah, so Tony and I first stumbled on this one. We're both Shudder guys, and I'm always panning through or whatever, and we saw the Etheria like film. It wasn't called Film Fest. It was called like Film Night 2024. And I'm down for a good. I love film festivals. I love short films, and I'm down for it. And I really enjoyed this particular year, I guess. But there was one standout in it that just was so different than any of the other ones, and I thought it was hilarious. And I can't even imagine being able to like keep a straight face when you're trying to film what you filmed. But and that was your short, Make Me a Pizza. And when I talked to Tony, we both agreed. And I'm a guy that I don't pay attention to much. And I put that it's still streaming on Shudder. It's not. It came off like 12 days ago. So I apologize.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, it's I really enjoyed it. And it totally I have no complaints. Like it felt like an 80s. So for those who don't know, it's like basically like a parody of an 80s porn. And it met the bill. Like the look, the feel of like the grain of the VHS, like shot on VHS. Did you shoot it on VHS?
We explored VHS. We shot on a broadcast tube camera from the 80s.
Hell yeah.
And also on 16 millimeter. Once we get into the sort of sex scene and the aspect ratio changes, the film format changes too. But the porniest stuff is on a broadcast tube camera.
I'm going to have a t-shirt made up that says that.
The porniest stuff?
The porniest stuff is shot on a
Yeah. We learned that this exact camera was probably used to shoot porn because they weren't actually used for broadcast for very long. They very quickly were kind of retired from that, and broadcast stuff became better. And you know, who the first people to jump on the cheapest, most accessible technology are usually people who are making porn. So
or horror, honestly.
Or horror, it's true.
You go back
of cinema.
Yeah, look at the the did you know facts on The Hills Have Eyes, and the stuff he used to make it, he borrowed from pornographers. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like they were in the same boat. Like if they thought a movie was too like scary or gory, they would give it a rated X. You know, back
Yeah.
then. It's crazy. But anyways,
I know.
I've already talked a bit. Tony.
So the little log line of it's a bored housewife uses hot pizza guy for free pizza, but his desire worth $29.99. That's the.
I feel like that log line works better when, I mean, great delivery of it, but I feel like it works better when read because we put some choice capitalization in it to try to mimic what a video that you might find online looks like when you're, where they really focus on. We learned a lot about structuring log lines from other porn video log lines where they're just focused like bored housewife seduces hot pizza guy. Like there's nothing else in there.
Okay.
We're not I mean, it's how funny is it if I have to set the joke up for you, but I'm glad we got there eventually.
No, all right. I get what you're saying. The little inflections. So I didn't.
You've never seen porn before, so how would you know?
Yeah.
Well, he's
But
he's younger than I am,
right off the rip, this reminded me of a few things, but Loverboy came to mind from back in the day, 80. I think it was like right before, like 89, 88, right? With what's his name, McDreamy from Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, yeah.
Yes, yeah, with the extra anchovies. That's what reminded me of that. And then once it gets going a little bit, once you get into it, I know you said that it's comedy, fantasy, romance type of film, and Shudder's known for some horror-esque type stuff, but I can consider this a little bit of body horror with all the transformation stuff, even if it's on the psychological aspect of it. Go back to movies like Bug, where the perceived, it's the delusions of, you know what I mean? So I would say that, and remind me a little bit of Society once I got into that. But I thought this was awesome. The whole look of it, porn parody aside, I love that look, with the aspect ratio, the colors and all that kind of stuff. The hair was on point. And
for both characters.
Yeah. So, and the implied sexual acts with the condiments and stuff was a good touch to be able to be a little more graphic without going too graphic for consumption.
Also
awesome.
it made it very funny. Like he's whipping out a piece of pizza. Like
I thought that was hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
That's the most fun to watch with an audience, that moment. Like I will never get to, because people do not know what he's gonna pull out of there, and everyone is like terrified, excited, and then there's like people are so kind of genuinely surprised, even though it's really the simplest answer.
Yeah, exactly. But they couldn't it can't be that. It's got to be something crazy or whatever.
I mean, we've seen that before with what's her name, Chloe Sevigny, and what's that? It was her boyfriend at the time,
a brown bunny.
So there's been the expectation and then like actualization where you're like, oh. You know what I mean? So like it being a pizza is kind of like, are we all gonna see what we think we're gonna see? When it's like,
yes,
you drop the meat lovers, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
even like just his explanation as to why the $29.99 needs to be paid. I thought was genius. I'm like, he's like, I would be thinking that in my head. I don't know if I would verbalize it. But I'm like, listen, lady, I'm going to get in trouble. First of all, this person's got to get paid.
This is not my $50.
Yeah. He needs, he needs to keep his job. He's not going to risk he's not going to risk it all just for this girl.
Yeah.
Especially
we're talking about Woody Coyote, right? And Sophie Neff.
Yes.
Those are the two people that are in there. And then at the end, we won't spoil it, but there's some sort of cosmic thing at the end kind of.
I'm
That's
just saying,
why-
if there was a physical figure of that, I would purchase one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
She is in my kitchen.
Oh,
What? For real?
Yeah.
how big is it? How big is it?
I kind of feel like she's gonna curse me if I get rid of her. So,
Okay.
How large?
she's done a lot for me. I love that you don't know.
Okay.
She's like maybe half, like 3 feet tall. I want to say.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah. Why would you get rid of that? Like,
Yeah.
that should be something,
Well, there might
years
be
down
some
the road, you'd be like, give it to your grandkids. I don't know.
when they're like, "Why is there black mold in your house?" I'm I have a problem. Like, well, because the pepperonis aren't on her anymore, but like the residue.
Yeah.
It's gross. But I did literally at one point pray to her because we were having some issues with the film processing, and I was like, I got on my knees and I prayed for the safe passage of our film, and she granted that to me. So I feel like the least I can do is never throw her away.
Yeah. Or at least put a giant chain on it and wear it like Flavor Flav.
No, she's too heavy for that.
That's a challenge that I would accept. No,
she's like robust, even though she's only 3 feet tall. Like she's chunky.
Got some
Yeah.
girth to it.
Is it like solid or is it like how is
No,
it made?
it's hollow. I think
Is it
it's
like
like
resin or
a
something?
I think it's like plaster,
Okay.
Oh,
but it's hollow, and then there is stuff on top of it.
okay.
And we souped it up a little bit with VFX.
It looked awesome.
Our ethos, like in the spirit of the body horror and everything, you were referencing, our ethos was always like start with practical. Same with why we shot on broadcast camera. Like start with practical, try to be as practical as possible. But even they were using some digital assistance, even like at the beginning. But if you can have that tactile feeling to things, that's always gonna, you get as far as you can with that, and then add what you need.
Also, just real quick, Sergio's in the chat, wants to say hi, everyone. He's saying hi to you as well, Talia. So
Hi, Sergio.
What's up, Serge? Where did this come from?
I was just gonna ask that.
Whose idea was this? Was this like you're a co-writer? Was this your idea, or was it an idea that you was approached?
So I co-wrote it with Woody, who is the lead of it, the co-lead of it. And I think we had different reasons for why we wanted to make something, but I really don't like. We landed at the idea of it ultimately together. It started as we wanted to make a Marxist porno. And I don't think we landed on pizza for a little bit after that, but pizza in retrospect is like the only idea that would make sense for a Marxist porno, because we were exploring the value of goods and labor. And there was a built-in good brought to someone's house by a laborer in one of the most classic porn tropes. So unpacking that made a lot of sense to us. I think we had different reasons for like why eroticism and porn was exciting to us as creators, but we both were very excited about that specifically, and like wanted to explore that, and started it partially. I mean, so much of making something is also an excuse to like watch a bunch of references. So we spent a long time just watching a lot of John Waters and a lot of Cronenberg and a lot of Paul Verhoeven movies, and just like getting immersed in the style and the tone of the world that we wanted to inhabit. Which honestly, even if we had never made a movie, would have been a great venture. And then just like always coming, it was nice to kind of have pizza to always come back to. So we would watch stuff. Like I remember watching Tommy and being like on my feet during the beans scene, being like, this is the most useful thing for the pizza movie we've ever watched. But we didn't make the pizza movie for another 2 years after that. It just was like part of the general container that a project becomes for like, you start pulling things from all over your life. But the seed of it was a Marxist porno, and I think that's still in there, but we got to venture to a lot of other places.
I would say
You
so.
did.
Yeah, that's one of the things that for me especially is the oddness of movies. Me and Kev always talk about like the Greasy Strangler, and the movies that aren't your everyday cookie cutter stuff is the stuff that I will remember and always like, And it's one of those things where we were talking, Angel was talking about the movies. I was like, kind of has like an H.P. Lovecraft, like sci-fi-ish thing to it. And then right when like that end part comes and I'm like, he mentioned society. I'm like, this is definitely feels like shunting. And it's just like, I liked it. I loved it.
It felt like shunting. I liked it.
It kind of also like reminded me of the amusement park. I don't know if you guys have seen that. The George Romero, like the PSA thing that he got hired for that never kind of aired.
It was on Shudder. I don't know if it still is, right?
Yeah, it was on Shudder. It's the amusement park, but it's kind of like a piece of conversation through like his lens of like the human deterioration type deal, but it's shot as like in the 70s, but it's shot like as one man's like spiral, into being forgotten type of deal. And it's
cool.
It was supposed to be like used for, he got hired to make like one of those, hi and welcome to blah blah blah, to like your older years. Like it was supposed to be like a nursing home type of deal, like thing, and he made this like crazy piece Shudder. Of like of like fuck you type of deal to like the whole system. I was like, this is what happens to old people.
I'm living it.
So yeah, if you haven't, but it had like those tones too, because it has like those like, the aspect ratio, the colors, and like that time.
It's called the amusement park.
Yeah, the amusement park.
Cool.
But
I don't know that
do you have Shudder?
Do I have Shudder? I do not have Shudder. I wish I had Shudder.
Well, I
had a free trial of Shudder, which I used to watch our comments on the Etheria thing, but that expired. Okay. It was like only a week. And I could still access the comments on it even after my trial had expired, so that I could see. Did you guys see the gender war that was going on in the Etheria comments? It was so fascinating
on stuff. I get myself too involved in things, and I say things I shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that comments like make internet viewing or streaming worth it to me, because I think one of the things I miss is like the conversational element, or just like the sense of how a crowd feels about something. Yeah. So I love YouTube comments. Even the trollier they get, the better, just because it's like fascinating to see what people get up to, and they think they're not being watched, but then they're like pressing send on the comment anyway. But the gist was just people being like, I'm so tired of this, like, why? Because it's, Etheria is all films by female or non-binary filmmakers. That's what's behind it. And there was this sense of like, well, men make good short films too, like, why isn't there a festival for, like, why are we focusing on this instead of films that are just good? And it was like,
how about every other film festival?
Yeah, exactly. Like all the time. And also it's like, why are you even here? Why are you even watching it? And they're like all these, and a lot of the films are about not ours in particular, but like film Ride Baby Ride by Sophie Somaroff, who also worked on our film. Like there is a female perspective in them, and they deal with like negative experiences with men, but these same commenters were like, all these misandrist filmmakers just hate men, like blah blah blah. And it was just sort of funny, because you're like, yeah, if you want, there are plenty of film festivals you can go to that are screening plenty of horror by men. So just, it's just a category. It's just a category of female perspective. But it was very funny. It was honestly just funny to see. But like,
right. But the thing with me is that I tend to like go too far sometimes. Like I'm usually on like defense, and I go too far, and then people like will like start like they're like, oh, look at his this, or look at his. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not private like all of you other guys. You guys are just private accounts. I'm like,
Oh no, people
care.
start doxing you. Gotta be careful.
Yeah,
Docs, bro.
What do I have to lose? I'm living in the attic of my in-laws.
That's true.
No, that's usually the case, right? You get like the default like gray circle with the white like silhouette
guy, yeah.
silhouette, you know, and it's like the most like vile thing, and it's like pull up. I dare you.
I think it only like highlights why Etheria is great, is that there is still a lot of horror and genre stuff in general that can feel very unwelcoming to people that are
and there's
that don't look a certain way or have a certain gender, and that's obviously artists are built to enter into spaces that they don't really belong in anyway. So hopefully you can do that regardless.
But I didn't realize that was the whole point of that film festival, and I wouldn't have guessed that. Like I wouldn't have been like, oh, these are obviously all female or non-binary. Like
because they're just good.
Right, exactly. And then we've been to like Angel and I have been to some film festivals that are kind of local, and like a good film is a good film at the end of the day. If anything, if I see that it's like we've seen tiny little girls that have done like crazy shorts, I'm like, how did that little girl, because she's tiny, I'm like, how does she, because some of it's like insane stuff, I'm like, how did she do that? Like, I'm like, she's obviously knows what she's doing, obviously, and she's got people that will like go all out for her. So I would, like that's super impressive. I don't have anyone that would do that for me. Let me tell you that. Angel,
you have people who would join. Look at all of us. We're all here for you.
We're all here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, that's so it's good. It's good that you can see it, but also kind of like, you get like from the safety, I guess, you know what I mean, of like your screen. You can watch them all like rip each other to shreds, or like man. But at the end of the day, you're like, there's more good than bad, I think. You know what I mean? So. When it comes to
especially in the horror community. But the only thing is, too, in the horror community, you have the good stuff, but then you have the gatekeepers that they only want this shown. So it doesn't even matter who's directing it. It has to be this way. It has to be that way. It's like, come on now. Like,
because we do also get, and I was talking to you guys about this before we started, we do also get like, this isn't horror or this isn't genre. And it's like, well, I mean, it's this whole genre, like niching of things is so interesting because obviously that helps you find your audience. But like, I think that this film spans a lot of genres and could be entertaining to a lot of audiences. And a lot of audiences might also hate it, and that's fine too. And at the end of the day, if it entertains people, I don't really care what kind of fan they identify as. Like, I mean, it has pizza and sex, two things which are pretty universally appealing. So,
it might have started someone's new like thing. You know what I mean?
Fetish.
Like
it's going to be a category on some kind of website.
Make me a pizza,
Tony. No.
It's kind of like Seinfeld when George ate during. He was
oh yes,
and then like he couldn't like engage without like having
without eating.
Like, what are you doing? He's like, get ready.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. This is something that I'm sure I think Angel, I've never actually watched a full episode of Seinfeld.
I don't know why,
because I don't think he's funny.
All right.
Wow. I don't think Larry David is funny either.
Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna have to talk about that off the air on the comments. Me and you will get into.
That's serious. Yeah, people in the comments dox me for that.
I'm not even kidding. This is a reason why I'm going to be vague about it. This is a reason why someone in my life broke up with a partner, was because they didn't find. It was one of the reasons. It was like they would list all these reasons why they were breaking up, and then they were like, and she didn't think Seinfeld was funny. So it couldn't work out. Like it's one of those things where you're like, we understand ourselves and the people in our life through media. And it's why it's so important. And it's like, I don't know, I had fights with people over things we didn't like.
I have friends that absolutely adore the show Seinfeld and adore his stand-up, and obviously we're still friends, and we find other similar shows and stuff like that hilarious. We agree on some other things, but like I don't know. Like I think it goes back to like years ago. I went to a screening or a filming of Conan, and Larry David was one of the guests, and there wasn't a single laugh in the audience, and the added canned laughter afterwards, which I was like, not you too, Conan, Jesus, you know. And then when my friend Jeff was getting married, part of his bachelor parties, we took him to see Seinfeld live, and I did not even crack a smile. His opener was awesome.
You went in with a bad attitude, man. You were already like,
no. If something makes me laugh, it makes me laugh. His opener was amazing. I laughed the whole time during his opener. I wasn't like, oh, all right, I'm done with the laughing. Like, if he makes me laugh, he makes me laugh. I'm not ashamed to change my mind on things. But yeah, he never did it for me.
That goes back to what she said earlier. Like, why are you watching that, bro?
Yeah.
Why are you here, bro?
Are you there?
Go home. Just go home.
That's why I didn't watch it.
Because hating Seinfeld is akin to hating women. Those two things.
Well, I don't hate him. I just don't think it's funny. It might be one of those things where like, okay, Martin Short is a bit too much, but when he did that like wicked serious role on SVU, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were gonna say Clifford.
Yeah, when he did
Clifford.
Like, look, there are contexts in which I don't find Seinfeld funny either, but I think that the show is brilliant.
All right. So
all right, moving on. I know everyone's getting really tense. We're talking about
talking about a show that's been off the air for how long? Right.
Oh man. So
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't stay on topic for long.
All right, but I want to. Hey, I'm trying. Besides, make me a pizza. What other stuff have you like worked on before this, or is this like your first venture into it? Like, how'd you get started in making stuff?
This is not my first venture. This is the second short film I made. I'm not counting some ones I made in college. And I've also made a lot of dance films, music videos, ads, that kind of thing. Been making stuff for a while. Anything that I've made that's come from my own brain has been set in some kind of alternate version of reality. My last short was a bit more sci-fi. Okay. And the dance stuff, it's like people are always traveling to other worlds. Dance does that very easily. You know, people start dancing and communicating with each other through dance, and you're like, okay, that doesn't happen in reality, so we're somewhere else. The previous sci-fi short, Next Time, which is, where is it living now? It's on Film. It's online. You can watch it on my website. It premiered on Film Shortage, which is a short film website. It's got some crazy crab monsters in it. It's a road trip.
Crab monsters?
Crab monsters, yeah.
All right.
What?
Do you have the actual crab monsters still?
Those weren't real. I mean, I wanted to 3D print one.
You should have.
I should have.
Exactly what I was thinking about, the one from Make Me a Pizza. I'm like, I would 3D print one of those and proudly have one.
Yeah. And now with what I've learned from Make Me a Pizza, like I did that one all virtually. And I really think we should have 3D printed a model and comped in shots of it. But I didn't know. I thought that it would be easier I was learning. I thought that it would be easier to do it digitally. It was not. It would have been easier to have a physical model and shoot it for like the budget and the way that we were working. But I'm not a VFX artist, so I'm always like, I have this crazy idea and like I can think about how it should be done, but I need to work with 10 other people to make it happen. And that is a challenge, but a welcome challenge. And it also allows me to not just spend all day alone in my house. I actually get to talk to other people, which is great. So that was that was the previous short that had its festival run during the pandemic, which was a bit of a letdown. And I think why this one is so fun, and maybe also where this one came from. I had the idea because I was like, I want nothing more than to be in an audience with other people watching my film. When they see this film and they like it, that's cool. But then I don't really believe them, and I don't really know if I'm real or if the film is real. And this one, I am pretty sure it's real. You guys saw it and you're talking to me.
Yes.
That's great. And I guess we could have done that even during the pandemic. But like meeting people at audiences, at screenings of it, where we give out, I think I have them right next to me. We give out Parmesan packets and red pepper packets to people at our screenings. I guess I don't have one where you can see the back, but they look like this.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to a single shot of you, see if we can get a better shot of that.
This, and then wait, maybe it's, and I am trying to find, and then no, these are like temp ones, so you can't. Oh yeah, you can see that it's Parmesan cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And we give these out, and we're like, look, we're not just existing in the imaginary realm. We have tangible things to give you, and it is pizza Parmesan, emergency Parmesan for your pizza.
That's pretty dope.
That's either way. I like that because you're like, you're going into a theater or a little, viewing hall is kind of dimly lit. You're like, all right, enjoy the show. They're like, oh, what's this?
People have thought that those were all kinds of things. They have thought they were hand sanitizer or like wipes.
Yeah.
Mostly they think that they're drugs.
Depends on who you are, right?
I mean, you can snort. I haven't tried it. I won't. I would never discourage anyone, but I also won't condone it.
Just don't snort the red pepper flakes. That's
I know that.
That's a bad trip.
I mean, that's definitely a trip. That something would happen, but
it's fall backwards right away. So how were the screenings? Like, how many screenings have you been able to attend?
As many as possible. I don't know what the actual count is at right now.
Many,
but a lot.
Many.
They've got have they all gone like well?
They've all been good. Some are better. I'm just getting in my head now. Yeah, they've all been wonderful. I just am critical, and some are better. So some I'm like, it was 2 a.m. and no one was laughing as much as the other one, and they're like, yeah, because it was 2 a.m. Like, they're not going to be laughing as much. Yeah, it's like a more contemplative audience. But it is, hey, there's a lot to contemplate in it. But yeah, I mean, I think that was also the desire and sort of the basis of the films I love. It's like, everyone has an opinion about it.
Yeah.
There's no like neutrality, which is always the most fun things for me as an audience member, and kind of what I wanted to generate was like, it forces some sort of engagement. Like, it's not a passive watch. And that's why, I mean, everything I've made has come from like a desire to take people to other worlds and build other worlds and like transport people somewhere, both literally, visually, but also emotionally. And like, I'm just trying to we're anti-minimalism, like maximalist, all the risks. And so it's been really fun to see people engage with that. And then even like not this screenings in person, I feel like people have engaged with it with the Etheria on Shudder, like other festivals that we screened at virtually. People are still liking it, even from the comfort of their own home, which is, how most of us view porn. So maybe that's appropriate as well.
I don't know. Most people watch it on their phone, I think, nowadays.
Porn?
But I choose to watch movies on the big screen. I'm just saying, most people use their phone for everything nowadays.
Yeah, most people are right. They're swiping back and forth from the porno to our short.
Yeah, exactly. The comparing shots,
it's like rotation, like they have like all of it, the ones queued up that they're watching, like the porn, and then they like flip over to ours. Yeah.
Yep.
For
take a little break
for that little Parmesan sprinkle.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, if I was at one of those like screenings, like I'm a guy that if I got something like that, I would save it for the rest of my life. Like
We
I'm
should
one of
send
those.
you one.
Oh, the
All
little
right.
packet.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like I went and stayed at the hotel that the two guys from Ghost Hunters owned, and I saved all of the shampoo and conditioner we got. I got like 4 bars of soap that are wrapped. They sold that
haunted?
hotel years ago.
Are they haunted?
No, we had the whole place to ourselves.
Well, now you can sell it on eBay for like 10 times
No.
the price.
It's mine.
Wait.
It's mine. I was there. Sorry.
Well, when you have an address again.
Yeah, exactly.
Call back.
I'll let you know.
I like this. I like that.
Yes.
No,
Sergio's
you're
asking if we have
reminding
a
me there's
trailer.
someone else who I think I'm supposed to send it to, and okay.
Sergio's asking if we have a trailer. We do have the teaser for the film festival, which does have a small bit of the movie, like a few little shots of it in it. But also, I don't know if this is ever going to pop up somewhere else again, because like Angel was saying, the 2021 one is available on Tubi and stuff like that. So I don't know if it was any kind of deal that was cut.
I mean,
with that.
I don't know exactly when our film or the whole film night will be available. Again, 'cause the other films that I've screened with are amazing, but we are actively, constantly screening. Our Instagram at the Pizza Movie, which I promise is not just a generic film Instagram. I post all kinds of insane pizza related content there. If you send me pizza related content, it will go through the formal review process, and then I may post it too. It's a place for pizza lovers, but it does have the most up-to-date information on where we are screening next. We have been lucky to have a very robust festival run that we are still in the middle of, and eventually it will definitely be online. But we just are, prioritizing the in-person screenings.
Yeah.
But of course, if anyone can make it to one, come and get your Parmesan. I was just talking to the film's producer, Carrie Grace Miller, because we're trying to figure out how we could get to as many of the screenings in person as possible. And our calendar coming up is looking insane. So there are many opportunities to see it.
Are you
one that
going
I'm
all
excited
over the country, or are you?
Yeah,
staying
next
West
I'm
Coast?
going. I'm going. I was just in New York for Rooftop Films, which is a great screening series. It has outdoor screenings in New York over the summer.
That's cool.
I was just there for that, and then Chicago Underground is the next one I am going to, which is a fantastic festival in Chicago.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends in
Yeah.
Chicago who I'm excited to say hi to. We're screening twice. That's like the weekend of September 13th. I think I'm going to get the dates wrong if I try to say them, but they are coming up. We're screening in Kiev, which I love. Obviously, I'm not going to that one, but I'm excited for the people of Kiev to be able to have some pizza joy. And then L'Étrange, which is in France, and is this like great weirdo underground festival that's been running for many, many years. Those are the 3 that I can think of off the top of my head, but there are many more to come.
That's like from here to there. It's a wide audience that you're hitting.
We're exactly, so like we're hitting all over, and then shorts don't typically get like standard distribution. It's why but maybe we'd end up on one of the shorts streaming services for genre stuff that are so great, or maybe some weirdo distribution house wants to pick us up too. We'll see.
No, this
may
be
like anthologies too. Like they'll take a couple shorts and kind of throw them together. So
yeah, some sort of food sex anthology, which I think is long overdue.
Yeah. Now, would you consider expanding on this? That's kind of a strange. I don't know how you would do it. I mean, obviously, I know how you would do it, but do you think it's something that should be expanded on? Like,
well, Kevin, what comes after pizza sex?
Dessert.
Hoagie sex.
What?
Hoagie.
Hokey
Like
sex, okay.
like a sandwich.
Good. Any other suggestions?
Well,
When a man and a woman love each other very much, they have pizza sex, and then what?
They have a little calzone.
They have a calzone, yeah, a pizza baby, yes.
But no,
is the direction that the feature takes us. It does exist. I mean, it doesn't exist. I haven't made it, but the idea exists, and it started kind of as someone challenging us, being like, "Oh, well, obviously you can't make this into a feature," and we were like, "Oh, we can't."
Wolfie says
sausage sex.
Well, that was mentioned in the actual short.
It is mentioned.
So, but the thing is that she's crossing off pizza places.
Yes.
So you could go into is there something more to it for her?
Yes. It starts with her going further down that list, trying to reconnect to the pizza divine, however she can.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was kind of like chasing that initial
pizza dragon. That
pizza dragon. When it had like a little bit of because it's subjective and like interpreted like however you kind of want, but it was kind of like, she's down in the next number. Was it the start or continuation, right? Of like certain things, kind of like layer the white worm type of deal, or like a species type of thing, we're absorbing auras and that kind of deal, She just turns us to a crazy sci-fi franchise, but everyone's made out of pizza. Yeah. Pizza, melted cheese.
It's a tie-in to Spaceballs.
Sticks. Yeah.
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, Pizza the Hut.
Yes.
There are a lot. I don't know. I think that the feature is just going sort of further into the chaos, and it has more of a horror bent to it, I think, because all that you can do with a touch of body horror is go further into body horror and kind of unravel all of these things. And also, the joke, I think shorts are great places for like one joke, carry it through to its lot, but like you can't make a whole feature off of one joke. You have to kind of,
some people have tried.
But you have to sort of evolve it. So I think that the short as it is sort of like act one, and then things kind of get more and more insane from there.
Cosmic body horror, Holy Mountain type
marinara.
Oh, you're there. You're with us. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Can we I'm going to use that recording for the film.
I'll do it. Just ADR it, and I'll do it.
Awesome.
He's like, I don't know about that. Anyways, so I do want to play the trailer, even though it's only like a minute long. It's the teaser for this, and again, I apologize. At the very end, it says it went from July 15th to the 15th of this month.
Bro,
so yeah,
well, still
time machine, bro.
Yeah, time machine. Yeah. But if anything, it's if you have a chance to see it at a film fest or something,
Kiev, and just going
anywhere.
What did you say? Latrange?
Follow
Latrange, yeah, but follow the account because there's some that I can't announce yet. That will be coming soon.
Okay.
I just whenever we always find out we got in, but then the festival has to like put together their stuff and announce it. So there are plenty more coming. Those are just what is happening in the. I know we have another New York screening coming up in two more New York ones in September and October. So there'll be more info coming out soon about those. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Here we go. Here's the teaser for the Etheria Film Festival 2024, which you can't watch anywhere. Here we go.
When I was alive, my mother said to me, you better sign up to be a zombie. Take the money now. You can work when you're dead. But all I wanna know now is who's sleeping in my bed. I should have known that I'd be reborn to lose. Cause every time I'm playing for the queen, I seem to draw the 10 of silver.
Sorry, you can't watch it anywhere. I saw it. Whatever. Anyways. But yeah, I don't know. That'd be cool. I'm curious to how some people out this way would react. Angel.
Oh, watching this, I think it would be well received.
Yeah. We should try to do something like about that.
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you guys in Boston?
No, we're right outside. Well, not. I'm closer to Boston. He is. I'm like right outside of Boston.
Yeah.
We're hoping for some. We're hoping for some Boston stuff. We'll see. Yeah. We like Boston.
Yeah, we could.
Glad somebody does. You've never driven in Boston, then? I'm just saying. Whatever, dude. Boston.
Not that bad.
All right, I'll stop. I'm being dumb. Anyways,
I drove trucks through Boston. It's not that bad.
Better you than me.
Looks like I don't know what comments they're talking about.
I was trying to, Sergio. I don't understand Sergio's comment, but
what did he say?
I don't know if you missed it.
What said? What was all those?
I did not see that at all. Too.
Oh, sorry, man.
Hell of a time to go to the bathroom. So you had 1 minute. Anyway, Serge, you can just go back and watch the replay. Right? Do you have anything in the works besides going to all these film festivals? Do you have another project that you're going to be starting or that you're in the works of maybe getting put together?
Well, there is the pizza feature, like I mentioned.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Make me a pizza baby. Which when I pitched it, do you know the story of James Cameron pitching Aliens? Do you guys know this story? How allegedly when he walked into the room to pitch Aliens, he wrote alien on the board and then the S and then made it into a dollar sign.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I've started pitching Make Me a Pizza Baby. I'd like to point out that we've made under $500 on this film so far. So as far as the lucrative potential of it, that remains to be seen, but I'll like draw dollar signs around baby because of the incredibly, look, I don't know, we could start a pizza revolution. That's my goal. But then there are some other sci-fi is really where my brain kind of goes to first. So there's another sci-fi kind of eco-apocalypse feature in the works as well. And then there's also potentially one based off of that other short that I was mentioning. So a couple projects being developed, kind of looking for which one gets the most energy behind it. And then that'll be the one I see through to its end. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the goal when you're at where I'm at as a filmmaker, is to try to make your feature film, and then along the way hopefully find some fun collaborators for other stuff to keep me busy, ads, music videos, that kind of thing I do too. But those longer form projects are what takes up most of my kind of brain space at the moment, while we're going to festivals and telling people about them and handing out Parmesan and hoping they help us make more, because film is one of those strange mediums where you can't just kind of make it alone in a basement. You need a lot of people behind it. So trying to drum up some excitement and support for it for sure.
With the movie with all the shorts, I mean, each one was so different from each other that it was like so many different. Because sometimes it's like you're watching an anthology film and it's like
They're all
kind
the
of have
same.
the same
Yeah.
like vibe to them, and it's like, okay, it was different. You know, sometimes it's because it's the same director, but sometimes it's different directors. But it's like, okay, it's kind of like the same thing. Like in this, each short was so completely different from each other that have you reached out to any other of the other directors, and it's like, hey, listen, you know, we can put our minds together and come up with like something, or I don't know.
I mean, I have reached out to a lot of them just in terms of like being friends with them and seeing where that goes. And like I said, the director of another one I had actually was already, she worked on Pizza as well. So like there's a lot of us supporting each other in general in terms of like a potential project that we could all do together. I have got to admit, I haven't thought about that, but that's a cool idea. Yeah, the anthology thing is, but I think I'm at a point where I want to make my it's hard for directors to work together. It's not impossible, but we're all such like we have our own visions of things, so it can be difficult to do that. But I would like love to be a part of that. But I don't know if now I'm. Why don't you you email us all and tell us we should make something? Yeah, Tony.
You want a pizza to have animated teeth? Is that what you're telling me?
Hey, like I said, dude, you know, she's eating the pizza in the car eats them as they're eating the pizza, and like it was just so interesting seeing everything, like each different one that you never know, it could be its own like, universe, cinematic universe or something.
It's true. No, I'm collaborating with a friend who made another film about pizza this year because we're trying to get a pizza sponsorship for a party we want to have in LA to screen both of our films.
Like highbrow like Domino's or lowbrow like Domino's?
Highbrow like Domino's? You really are from New Jersey.
You mean Domino's? Domino's?
Pizza Hut. Well,
he's got his Noid costume in the basement from every Halloween.
Hey, listen, Pizza Hut's the Pizza Hut's buffet, like lunch buffet, used
back
to be
in
good.
the day, bro.
That was amazing. That's when the pizza actually looked like the pizza that you saw with like the cheese stretched and everything.
What are we talking about?
Pizza. I'm talking about pizza.
She's talking Papa John's money. She's talking garlic butter sauce. I don't know.
That's what I want. I mean, like, look, Papa John's, Domino's. I'd love some of that ad money. But well, I guess I can't say this. But now I want to. My platonic ideal of a pizza is a New York slice, which I actually didn't have when I was just there. I'm realizing.
I mean,
to tell you some advice, go to Connecticut. Connecticut has better pizza. They do.
But it's not about like pizza. It's the same as like it's actually the experience as much as it is. I mean, it's hard to really mess it up. And it's like the style. It's not, you know, I'm agnostic as far as like it's cheese and sauce and it's delicious. Yeah. But I want
the size of like a small baby.
I want to fold it and I want the grease like dripping down my wrist and I want it like matted with Parmesan cheese.
And rat hair. Don't forget.
And rat hair.
Yeah, it's the
you got Sawmill in New Jersey where the slice of pizza is about the size of like 10, like a whole pie. Like the pizza is huge.
See that's stunt pizza. That's stunt. Like, is it good? It looks good. Cool. I just hope it's good.
Well, that's the thing. I must say. I mean, being from Jersey, the water is what makes it, especially with the dough.
If you've driven through Jersey, you don't want to go anywhere near the water.
Hey, listen. Don't
Have
ask.
You smelled New Jersey?
I guess that's what it is. But let's just say. One of the most popular pizza places in Florida is owned by a guy that lived in Jersey that gets his water shipped from Jersey to Florida. So the bagels and the pizza.
I love this. I love this place. This like water thing.
It is. Trust me. Bagels.
Okay, I thought you said bagels for some reason.
Bagels, no bagels.
I did have bagels in New York.
His most famous pizza is the egg salad pizza because everything smells like farts in New Jersey.
I'm not denying that, but somehow I guess the water's tainted. I guess the water's tainted enough where it tastes all right. It's like a hot dog where everything mixed together, and it's like, oh, okay.
The only reason I'm bringing up Connecticut is because there's actually a place in Connecticut. It's like a small franchise. They have one in Mohegan Sun, and I think they have like 2 other locations, but they were voted best pizza in the country, like just very recently. So if you're looking for flavor, it is really good. Yep, Pepe's, Frank Pepe's.
Yeah. So some of these pizza places have really good social media accounts, and please send them to me because I do repost some of like some of the big stunt pizza stuff. I don't know if I'll ever eat it, but I will post it because like when I see an absurd video of someone, the ones that I like are people are like lifting up a cheesy slice and it looks like the most erotic thing in the world, which is like how we got to the film, but is also funny to see in reverse because sometimes they acknowledge it, but sometimes they don't. And like I love to share that with all 300 of our Pizza Movie followers.
300. I followed, so it's 301 at least.
Oh, thank you.
And I think Angel's gonna follow.
Yeah, I need
the Pizza Movie. I can't believe we got it. The Pizza Movie. That's us.
The profile picture is interesting as well.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. It is
no
reason. Pepperoni vagina. Let's just say.
As soon as you said that, it was like bing. Popped up.
But
there you go.
Follow, while he's doing that, obviously the Instagram account. But is there anywhere else that you'd like people to follow you for any updates on what you're up to?
Well, I think that the film's website, which is connected to my website, is also there. IMDb too. All of the actors in my Instagram accounts are linked through the Pizza Movie. In the bio, you can find us there. But my work is generally on my website, and I think those are the best ways. I wish I could share it with everyone. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it is available. Maybe you guys can plug it on a future thing as a little addendum at the end so that people can watch it once it's available. But yeah, right now it's try to get to the theater. I mean, a film like this isn't really going to have a theatrical run, most likely, It's not like I'm saying, oh, we're going to be in theaters soon. So this is our theatrical run, is this like sporadic festival journey.
Get your passport in order, go to France.
We are going to Europe, but not to France.
I'm telling the people that want to see it, go to France.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And see it there.
Use this as your reason to go to France. But it's not just you have to go all the way to the theater. We will have, if we're there, we will have the Parmesan gift for you. We also have a car topper, like the Domino style car topper, that we drive around with when the car. It's not the one that was in the movie because it's advertising the movie. The one that's in the movie is like a piece of cardboard that you can't actually drive with. It's why actually the car only moves forward for like a second, is because it kept going and it flew off of the top of it. I did throw that away. I also had that in my house for a very long time. And that one, I didn't think I had to like ask for its blessing, so I threw it away. But we made another one to advertise the film. So that one's like the one that we travel with is real. It has it's magnets and it lights up.
It does.
And it has pictures of Woody and Sophie on it to advertise the film.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
we once drove around a screening playing That's Amore.
When I was putting the Instagram post together, I was trying to figure out what song I was going to put in the background. It was all these different versions of It's Amore, and I almost picked it, but I picked something else.
I like what you picked. I had never heard that.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, that's different. I almost picked the Aquabats, the Pizza Day song from the Aquabats.
Also good, yeah.
Well,
you guys, I have a unhealthy knowledge of all of the pop culture references of pizza since the beginning of time. And I have a folder on my Pinterest, which is how I gather images and references, that is aesthetically irrelevant pizza. it's like just pizza stuff that I'm like, I need to save this for future me, but it has nothing to do with the film. Like it has no creative function, but like it's there. And a lot of that ended up on the Instagram, but I just find out more. I find out so many things like the Aquabats and A Pizza, the song that you used. I hadn't heard that before. Great song.
Yeah.
Well, in the future, you could have like you get stuck in like just this loop of different social media with pizza. Like there's a brief little like snippet of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something.
Yeah.
Like as through the thing.
That was one of the suggestions, actually. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme. I did a search for "make me a pizza," and what came up, and then it just did a search for pizza, and a bunch of stuff came up. But yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to look for something.
A universal appeal.
Yeah, everyone loves pizza unless you don't, and if you don't, I don't want to talk to you.
This is a 4-quadrant film. Really, it's for everybody. Something in it for everyone.
Yeah, so we have to wrap
up. If you're
up.
over 18, probably.
Yeah. So obviously go follow Talia on the Instagrams and on her website and everything. Angel, where can people go to follow you?
Just hit up That Strange Show. I think we're going to be recording this weekend a new episode, but go check that out. And shows on the network and on Dead of Winter podcast network as well. But yeah, hit me up there.
Yeah. Tony?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, anything movie related, unboxing and stuff. You'll find me there. Tony Has Nine Fingers on X, which I don't use, but I still plug. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, which is my fastest growing social media that I'm on the most. So follow me there. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here on the Wicked Horror Show, most Tuesdays, whether we have an awesome guest or it's just horror movie talk, you can find us here. Always watch us live, because you will see the trailer to movies that you can't see anyway.
You're welcome.
But you can always join and comment and stuff like that. But listen to us as well. Do both. Watch us a few times.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Kevin?
Just a knuckle on Instagram. And besides doing the show with Tony, which is on the Dorkening Podcast Network, as well as the Dead of Winter Entertainment streaming service, I guess. Podcast streaming service. I'm also part of That Strange Show, and the every once in a while show, The Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter, where we discuss iconic horror movies with the actress Nancy Ann Ritter, who was in the original Scream, who knows nothing about horror movies. So we make her watch these iconic horror movies, and then she has to give us her honest opinions on them as an adult, now seeing them for the very first time. So,
is the last episode you watching Scream for the first time ever?
I don't know, but yeah, I've never seen Scream either. So yeah, that's going to be one of the episodes for sure.
You're both going to be like, wow.
I'm going to be like, wow. I don't know, whatever. They did it better in Scary Movie. I'm going to say that.
I've heard people say that.
Grab a strong hand. Scary Movie 2. I don't care what anyone says.
Scary Movie 2 is definitely
hilarious.
Yes, I love it.
Hilarious.
But yeah, thanks for watching. And if you get a chance to go check out Make Me Pizza, do it.
Pizza. Go follow the Pizza Movie on Instagram so you can find out if it's coming near you and go get some.
Or on you. Go see the Pizza Movie.
Hey,
Parmesan cheese all over the place. All right. Well, thanks everyone, and have a good night. And we're just going to end real quick. And then I want to mention something to you before you take off, Talia. Okay?
Okay.
It's ending 1 sec.